Thank you for joining me. I'm ShiFu Lea Williamson. In this video, we'll be going over the warm-up set that we use before we begin our Tai Chi practice. It's ideal to always do what's right for yourself, so if something about this isn't quite right for you, please adapt your body as needed. But ideally, we start with our feet about shoulder width, toes forward, knees a little bent, never locked, feeling tall from the top of the head. The arms are slightly open and round. Everything is relaxed in this upright, lifted, centered posture, where for a moment we just notice standing and relaxing our muscles, and ideally breathing in and out of the nose. A few slow, relaxed breaths. Once feeling at ease and connected with the breath, I like to bring that into a little bit of movement by turning the waist and letting the arms tap on the body. In this practice that's sometimes called the constant bear. There's a whole other video, in fact several, that I've created about various versions of the constant bear, but here it's nice to just begin with a little light rotation from the waist to help loosen everything up. You can probably hear how my hands are tapping on my waist and hips, helping to loosen up these muscles at the core. So let your arms tap against your body and be aware of that light massaging and loosening effect. Here, as we go through our warm-up set, it's designed to bring our awareness to the major joints of the body and help open. First, 2 for the neck, then 2 for the shoulders, then 2 for the spine, 2 for the hips, the knees, and then the ankles. I'll be showing you various perspectives so that you can see the whole exercise. Let's begin here. Just by looking down, letting the head hang a little and relax. And then slowly raising the head and the arms float up in front of the shoulders. Then the hands turn towards us and we do a little chin tuck, bringing the head back, but not tilting. Then the hands go forward, gently expanding, and the head and arms come back down together. We do 3 of each warm-up. From the side, you can see that we raise the head. And then with the chin level with the ground, we just lightly retract the head so that it's more centered on the spine. The hands expand, and then the head and arms come back down. Sometimes we like to add the breath, breathing in a slow, relaxed breath through the nose. Breathing out a relaxed breath through the nose is ideal. And breathing in through the nose, but don't stress about the exhale. If thinking about the breath makes you tense, then let that go. After those 3, for the neck, we come into the second neck opener, where we're nice and tall. And first, we turn the head to the left, and we just look back to the left. The hands kind of meet in the middle and change position as we turn the head to the right. And notice how far it will gently open. And then we return to center, attempting to keep the chin level with the ground as perhaps we exhale into rotation and maybe adding the inhale to come to center. And the exhale to gently look over the right shoulder and back to center. We do 3 of each of these warm-ups, so feel deeply Into the third rotation of the neck to the left, not really turning the body, but mostly just the head to open that space at the neck. One more to the right, looking back, helps us to feel more stretch through the neck, and then returning to center. Letting the hands come down. Our next two warm-ups are for the shoulders. So I turn sideways that you can see as we roll the shoulders backwards. Ideally, the hands stay on the sides of the thighs so that we keep the bones in alignment for good, upright posture. You should feel gentle and relaxed, almost like drawing little circles with the fingers on the sides of the thighs. And not stressing or straining or pushing, but just very gentle. Shoulder rolls, and then coming gradually to stillness. The second shoulder opener is a larger range of motion. So the palms are forward to begin, and the hands move up symmetrically. The palms rotate to face the body, and the hands come down symmetrically, so that we create mirror image. Some people like to come up large and big, but we attempt to not lock the elbows or strain. And ideally, the palms face the body as they descend, and the head stays upright. Sometimes we add the inhale and picture picking up light or chi. And on the exhale, we can imagine that light or chi coming out the hands and going through the mind-body. I'm going to do one more with that in mind. Breathing in, visualize picking up sunshine. And then breathing out, imagine that sunshine coming out the hands into every part of ourselves. Next, we move on to spinal openers. Let's start so that the left hand is on top of the ball and the right hand is on the bottom. We can imagine we're kind of holding a beach ball. So here, I'll be like a mirror image for you. Nice tall posture, relax the upper shoulder, the elbows hanging down. And notice the nose is over the navel. So we turn our waist to the right, only as far as we can keep the nose over the navel. And once we're there, we then change our hands like we're rotating a beach ball. So we bring the right hand on top now and relax the upper shoulder. And then we turn the body from the waist to the left. But not overturning, keeping nose over navel. Then we rotate the hands again. It's most beneficial to add the breath, but it shouldn't stress you out. Here we would exhale through the nose, and then in a relaxed state, inhaling deep and slow in this turned posture helps to stretch the low back, and then exhaling carries the body the other way. But ideally, that inhale is slow through the nose, the belly and the low back expanding, not a stressed breath in the chest. And exhaling through the nose is also relaxed. So if you find you get tense or start doing exaggerated breathing, that's not it. It should just be a relaxed, normal breath. And if that's too much at the beginning, we just relax as we go through the motions, because we will keep on breathing. And then coming back to center, where it's easier to release muscular tension. Our next spinal opener, we flip the hands up and down and raise the upper hand and lower the other without locking the elbows, and imagine lifting the spine from above. Then the hands flip and come together as though they're going to clap, and they change position. Sometimes one arm doesn't want to go up so high, so it's okay to take it forward. We should always modify so that it does not hurt the body, but feels comfortable. But we imagine that we are lifting the spine and that the vertebrae separate and decompress the discs that are between the vertebrae and our back. Maybe even feeling that take place within the body. But here we are gentle, we don't push the muscles, we don't try to lock any joints out or look up and force it. No, we're relaxed and expand in the mind and body. Maybe adding the inhale when we center the hands and adding a relaxed exhale as we lift gently from the top of the head. Once more I say to you, the breath should feel at ease, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So if that is challenging, especially as you begin this program, don't stress about the breath. Just expand the spine and then come back to center. And then we lower the hands softly and move into the next set of warm-ups, which now addresses the lower body, first at the hips. It's usually easiest to follow from behind, so I'm going to go this way first so you can follow, and then I'll change my position. Everybody's balance is different, so I invite you to really just be comfortable on your left leg. And once you're comfortable there, gently place the right heel in front with no weight on it. And then gently place the ball of the right foot behind with no weight on it. Now sometimes we might need to do a little toe touch in the middle for better balance. But if we're taking a small step forward with the right foot, we should be able to put the ball of the foot flat with no weight on it. If we find we have to put weight, we're probably stepping out too far, right? Like I just demonstrated. So we might have to take a smaller little step back to touch down with no weight. But then after 3, put the right foot at shoulder width softly and get really stable on the right leg. Now we switch sides, touching the left heel with no weight. The hands can be a counterbalance. Some people like that, some people don't. So that's up to you to notice if it feels more comfortable using the hands back as the heel goes forward, or just leaving the hands at the side. Ideally, once again, we touch the ball of the foot, not hovering it, but we're touching the heel to prepare us for our Tai Chi form. How far can I float the heel down without throwing my weight? How far can I take a step back and maintain good balance? We're preparing to put the foot down softly. That's why it's a warm-up. Now we open the hip to the side so we get stable on the left foot and open the right hip with touching the ball of the foot out to the side and then bringing it back in, ideally with no weight. Slowly getting stable on the right leg. And once we are, then the left hip opens to the side with a little toe touch, and it floats right back in. Here in this exercise, I am aware of attempting to relax my butt cheek as I step out, so that my hip joint will actually open. I try not to use maximum effort with those muscles to simply move my leg out and back in. I'm getting better. I'm going to practice that one more time with you. So just a little soft flow out, allowing the hip joint to open. Ideally bringing the foot back to shoulder width before opening the left hip for one final hip opener. And bringing that back to center. Sometimes I notice I come back to less than center, so it's good to adjust that. Now we move on to the knee openers. Again, I'll show you a slightly different angle after we've done one or two, but it's easiest to follow from behind. But no, this is more for the knee. It starts the same way. First centering on the left foot, to bend the right knee softly and touch the right heel with no weight, so there's no impact on the knee. Then we roll the foot flat and give it a little weight, extending the left fist. The back left foot stays flat because it's going to take our weight. We get centered and bring the right foot in softly. And stand on the right leg to pick up the left foot and again float the heel down. We attempt to put the foot flat with no weight and become aware of shifting the weight forward to the left foot and then bringing all the weight back to the right foot so we're nice and stable and can put the left foot down softly. From the side, I want you to see I'm not stepping very far forward, even though I'm really bending my knee. And that's what allows the soft step of floating the foot down. So if you find you have to throw your weight onto your foot, take a smaller step. That's okay. Because here the idea is not to take a big step, it's to take a relaxed, knee opening step. And then after doing 3 knee openers where we step and punch, now we challenge ourselves a little more, but everyone's balance is different. So we start the same on the left foot. So I show you the easy version. First, we pick up the right foot, bending the knee, and then we extend the foot in time with the fist, but we don't touch the foot down, and then we bring it back in. Some days we need to put the foot down, but know that that's not the goal here. The goal is to just open the knee with no weight on the foot at all, not locking it, and then bringing it in softly. Now, if balance is really good, we can bend the knee more so that it opens more. As we extend the foot and the fist forward together, we're not locking the elbow or the knee. And the idea is not to see how big you can go. The idea is to relax and maintain balance, knowing that every day is different. And some days balance is really good and we might be able to hold it better. And some days balance is a little off and I might need to go lower. And that is okay. We work within the parameters of the day. This is why we use the warm-ups before Tai Chi, to make us aware of what's going on today before we go into our form. Let's come back to center and relax with a few breaths, ideally expanding the belly on the inhale and letting it come back to the spine on the exhale so that it's a relaxed belly breath. That's why I place my hands here to feel that, because breathing into the chest makes stress. We don't need that. But we have 2 more warm-ups before we begin Tai Chi practice. So these are for our ankles. So notice 2 for the neck, 2 for the shoulders, 2 for the spine, the hips, the knees, and then 2 for the ankles. With time, practicing this video, you won't need the video anymore. You'll just remember to, open the ankles first by raising the toe and then raising the heel. I want you to note that I am not rolling the foot on the ground. That doesn't help as much as picking it up to raise the toe and picking the whole foot up to raise the heel. Let's notice the other one and how that's moving today. Again, we don't want to roll the foot and we don't want to strain. Just gently opening the ankle, toe up and heel up. And one more here for toe up and then heel up. There's 2 for the ankles. So this is our last warm-up. We get stable and touch the entire outside edge of the foot, and without rolling but picking it up, we touch the inside edge. I like to holding my thigh sometimes so that it's my ankle opening. Because I know if my whole leg is turning, that's my hip. I want my ankle to open, turning the foot in and turning it out. So to remind myself, sometimes I'll just place a hand on my thigh as I switch sides and turn this foot in and pick the whole foot up and touch the whole edge of the foot. Ideally, we touch the entire outside edge, not just the ball of the foot, and then the entire inside edge. We don't roll it, we pick it up off the ground, making those muscles engage and become stronger for better stability. And then bringing the foot back in. Once we've completed all of our warm-ups, then the mind-body is reconnected to all of its parts and pieces, and we are ready to engage the flow that is Tai Chi. But we don't have to just use this set as a warm-up for Tai Chi. I myself have used this set as a standalone practice where I do more than just 3 repetitions. I might do 9 repetitions of each of the exercises, really connecting with my neck and shoulders and feeling into the entire mind-body. It can be used that way as well. Thank you for joining me.